So the Cincinnati Bengals have two key free agents in this upcoming offseason. One being T. Higgins and two, Tyler Boyd. Cincinnati Bengals are in a pretty interesting time right now. Obviously, they had a rough year last year due to Joe Burrow's injury, and even before he got officially ruled out for the year, it was a rough start for them at the beginning with what was wrong with him is, his calf. I was going to say hamstring, but calf. He had a bad calf and he really looked bad for a while, and that was because he was unhealthy, and then they finally started to pick it up and then out for the year. The thing about the Bengals is I'm just going to straight up compare them to the Chiefs because, let's be real, you kind of got to go through them if you want to get to the Super Bowl. So it is what it is. May not be fair, but that's life and that's the NFL. If you're going to compare them from roster to roster, unfortunately, the Bengals have a worse roster. I mean, the Bengals defense is nothing to really brag home about. It's not great. In fact, they need a lot of help on the D-line and with their corners. It's just not the best defense compared to the Chiefs. I mean, we just saw them for the last month. Young, elite, fast, good corners. You still got Chris Jones. Now, offensively, comparing the both, with taking away the quarterback position, again, I'd say the Chiefs have the upper hand, especially in the RB room. I mean, you have Pacheco, Clyde, and McKinnon. Listen, I just want to talk about Clyde for one quick second. The Clyde slander is insane. He was good his rookie year. It just, he didn't have a full, complete year of putting up big numbers. I'm telling you, this dude can play. And year 2 and year 3, I can't remember which year, but he had a gallbladder problem. He was dealing with that for the whole year, and he still played through it. The dude's a baller. Every time he gets it, I feel like, he's trucking someone, or he's doing something. He's changing the momentum of the game with a run. I'm sorry, I'm just passionate about Clyde and nobody giving him his flowers. But back to what I was saying, the Chiefs have better RBs. Chiefs have a better O-line, and they obviously have a better tight end. The Bengals only have a better receiving group, and that's only because of Jamar Chase, and that's a big reason. I mean, he's a top 3 receiver in my opinion. But the reason why I'm comparing is because they kind of gotta make a couple of decisions to make this year. They have the choice to be aggressive, spend a lot of their money, maybe spend some draft capital too, or they can let these guys go, not spend as much, and kind of have a retooling year or two, and then try to run it back, a couple years from now. Have a couple good drafts, be patient, wait for your time, and then try to compete again. Because their roster isn't ready to rock and roll right now compared to, again, the Chiefs. Not a fair comparison, but again, if you want to reach the Super Bowl, you got to go through them. So that's why I'm doing it. So T. Higgins, there are reports right now that the Bengals are going to franchise tag him. Personally, I don't like that move unless they're franchising unless they're going to franchise tag him to trade him, that's the only way I like tagging him. He didn't have the best year last year. He started off really, really slow, and then he picked it up. It was definitely an off year compared to previous years for T. Higgins. T. Higgins is a baller. I like him. Is he a superstar? No. But I would say he's a good 2 on a championship level team. He's a solid 2. Maybe a 3. Maybe like an overqualified 3 on like a really, really good team. But he's good. He's just not great, in my opinion. So if they franchise tag him and they don't trade him, I don't know. I don't really know if that does anything for me. I know he's a good player, but like, you know, in like we've seen it time and time again, you don't need a bunch of grade A receivers to win a Super Bowl. You only really need one, if that. Sometimes you don't need a grade A receiver if you have a great quarterback, which the Bengals do. Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. Joe Burrow can beat Patrick Mahomes. He's done it. So I just don't like franchise tagging T. Higgins unless they're going to trade him. Again, I don't think this roster is good to go, ready to go head to head with the Chiefs next year. So I don't know. I would rather save my money. And then you have Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd has been around for a while. He's been the 3 there for a while too. It's just time to let him go, let him explore. I read an article today about 3 potential landing spots for Tyler Boyd, and one included the Chiefs. That'd be an interesting combination. I feel like he would kind of have a similar impact to MVS. Makes some plays, looks really good here and there. I think that'd be cool if you're a Chiefs fan. Also, other teams on those lists of that article were the Steelers, the Titans. Maybe the Steelers could use him. That'd be kind of fun. But yeah, I don't know. I just think the Bengals are in a crossroads right now because they have a lot of work to do with their roster. I mean, they're starting offensive tackle as a free agent this year, so they got to do something. And, you know, Joe Burrow is your franchise quarterback. You got to protect him. You got to invest in that O-line. And I just don't like investing in a receiver when you have other needs that are more important than getting a 2 receiver for Jamar Chase. Like, invest in that O-line. Get help on the D-line because DJ Reader is a free agent. Try to get a corner. There's just a lot of holes on this roster, and I just don't think they're ready to compete. But regardless, it'll be an interesting offseason for them. What do you guys think? What do y'all think the Bengals should do? I don't know about T. Higgins. I'm cool with letting Tyler Boyd walk. They just need to put all their chips into just shoring up that O-line. Just invest in that O-line over and over and over and over again. O-line, D-line, O-line, D-line. Because if you can't win in the trenches, you're not going to win a bowl. I'm sorry to say. So, what do y'all think? That's all I got. Peace.